Welcome to tonight's presentation of the Pro Basketball Association. If you want pro, you want the PBA.
It's PBA basketball by 1891 on Triangle Media for tonight's matchup between the Georgia Vipers and the Tennessee Speed. And we're underway here in Chattanooga, Tennessee. And right off the bat, a quick outside jumper knocked down by the Vipers. They say a foot was on the line. And so within seconds, the Vipers strike first and lead it 2-0. The Speed here in the home whites with their first offensive possession. Looking for their first true victory of the year as a deep three is off the mark and rebounded by Brown. Vipers looking to stay perfect this year. They're off to a 4-0 start. Here's Cheney, two-time All-Star, hits the pull-up. And the Vipers with the early lead and a quick stoppage here just a minute into the game. Looks like that opening possession may have been a three, in fact, giving the Vipers the 5-0 lead. They come into this one at 4-0, and boy, can they score the basketball. These two teams played one another a month ago, and the Vipers were victorious 124-90. It was not the first time they went over 120 points in a game this year. In fact, in that game, the Speed scored the first 5 points. This time around, the Vipers get the first 5 points as Cheney has the rebound, pushing it down the floor, looking for more. And a whistle with a turnover against Georgia. So it was a quick start for the Speed in that matchup in Georgia last month. And now the Vipers returning the favor here in Tennessee as there's a tie up in the lane. Moody of the Vipers with the defensive stop, tying up the ball handler. And they're going to jump this up. Quite the size difference between Moody for the Vipers and Junior for the Speed. And the Vipers easily win that tip. Leads to the fast break and the bucket. It's a 7-0 start for Georgia. The Speed lost their first 3 games of the season, including that matchup with the Vipers last month. As Walker turns it over, his pass is intercepted. And it leads to the easy bucket down the floor for Hawkins. A 9-0 head start for the Vipers. Hawkins did not play last month against the Speed. He gets in on the fun early here tonight. Almost another steal for Georgia. Instead, an opportunity from distance. And that three for Junior comes up short. Pull-up three down the floor. Rims in and out for Cheney. Junior darting down the other end, the lefty layup's off the mark, and Moody has the board. The big man going to run the floor himself, finds Thomas. The three doesn't go, and Jenkins boards it for the Speed. That's a deep 2 just inside the line. Jenkins can't hit. And the Speed still scoreless here, almost 3 minutes in. Moody showing that range, but the corner jumper's too strong. Whitehurst will go inside for Lumbett. Nice turnaround, but the shot doesn't go. Vipers have been looking to push all quarter, and they draw a foul here on the fast break this time around, already leading 9-0. Tennessee may be known as the Speed, but the Vipers have been getting down the floor quickly tonight. And Cornelius Thomas draws the foul. He'll take the first free throws of the night. This was the one category that the Speed had the advantage in last month as Thomas misses the free throw. The Speed got to the free throw line far more often than the Vipers, attempting 23 foul shots compared to 15 for Georgia. And in that matchup, the Speed shot 65% from the line. The Vipers were under 50% from the line, despite the victory. Thomas begins 1 out of 2 here, and it's a 10-0 lead for the Vipers. That reverse layup doesn't go. A second chance here for the Speed. The 3 is off the mark. And Tennessee has come out ice cold here at home. Georgia turns it over. And the Speed will return the favor as Walker couldn't track down that pass up the floor. And the two teams exchange turnovers. The Vipers will have it with a 10-0 lead almost midway through the first quarter. Vipers will slow things down as Cornelius Thomas, the man they call Unk, walks it up the floor, almost turned it over. Moody, nice pass to the baseline for the basket. And it's a clean dozen here for the Vipers, up 12-0. Turnaround jumper doesn't fall for Lumpet. Moody clears it out. The Speed 1 and done. And on the fast break, the layup doesn't fall for the Vipers, but they get the rebound. Thomas from the baseline can't rim it in. And Tennessee still trying to get on the scoreboard. Whitehorse on the attack, lost the basketball. Another turnover. Chaney looked like he traveled with the basketball before giving it up for the layup. And so the Vipers will turn it over. And we get a timeout on the floor. Almost midway through the first quarter, the Speed still scoreless. They trail at 12-0 against the Vipers.
Whoa! Personal foul.
What the feezy?
You can't use a beard trimmer below the 50-yard line. This is the waterproof lawnmower 4.0 by Manscaped.
What's the difference?
It's got new skin-safe technology to help reduce cuts and nicks. It's powerful, yet gentle, just like me.
Dog, I appreciate you. Woo. Hey, watch out. I'm not ticklish. Get yours at manscaped.com.
Out of the timeout, the Speed will try to get it going here offensively. Vipers with a 12-0 lead, just over 4 minutes gone by in the opening quarter here in Tennessee. And out of the timeout, the Speed turn it over. Whitehurst with another turnover, and it leads to the fast break bucket for Cortez Chaney. A 14-0 start for the Vipers. This couldn't go much worse for the Speed. Still scoreless, as Humphreys couldn't hit that pull-up from the foul line. Thomas, nice feed down low, and Hawkins gets the bucket. Child's play for the Vipers right now. They have a sweet 16 on the board and in the lead, as finally the Speed will get on the scoreboard. Jadarius Humphreys drains that corner triple. And it took almost 5 full minutes, but Tennessee has their first basket. It comes from Humphreys, who did not play last month against the Vipers. 13-point lead for Georgia. Fade away for Moody is knocked down. Moody had 18 points in the first matchup this year against the Speed. And now he alters that shot on the defensive end, leading to a leak out here for the Vipers. Moody get the assist on the around and down bucket there. Moody doing it all on both ends of the floor. And Cornelius Thomas getting that bucket. As Walker finishes the nice running shot in the lane for Tennessee. And the Speed starting to get going offensively here in the first quarter. 3 ball doesn't go for Brown. Brown missed both shots last month against the Speed, both from distance. He went scoreless. And he misses the 3 here as Lumpet hits the standstill jumper on the other end of the floor. It's a 9-2 run for the Speed as they try to get back in this game. Chaney with other ideas sticks the leaner. Pace of play picking up. Jenkins draws the foul. And Keemont Jenkins will shoot the first free throws of the night for Tennessee. First, another timeout on the floor. It's a 20-9 lead for the Vipers with 3:42 to go here in the first quarter. Out of the timeout, Keemont Jenkins at the free throw line for the Speed. And the first one's good. Jenkins had a big night last month against the Vipers, scoring 29 points while hauling in 14 rebounds. He combined with Lawrence Fishback to score 15 of the Speed's 17 points in the first quarter. But there's no Fishback tonight for the Speed. Jenkins is trying to get it going himself offensively. Turnaround jumper for Moody is short. Chaney fighting for the rebound. It's ripped away by Jenkins. 2-on-2. Walker in the corner. Can't hit the three. And the ball's batted out of bounds by Lumbett. Going back to that matchup last month, it was a 5-0 start as mentioned earlier by the Speed. And then the Vipers went on a 14-2 run to take over that game. And they led the rest of the way. An eventual 124-90 victory. There's an easy basket for the Vipers. Nobody stopping the basketball. And Trey Jackson gets the bucket for Georgia. Tip-in is good for Jenkins, cleaning up the Lumbett miss. And the Speed have reached double figures here late in the first quarter. The three-pointer's too strong. Jenkins with the rebound. Lumbett. Turnaround shot, rolls around, and goes down. Lumbett with a couple of buckets here in the first quarter. He had 6 points in the first matchup with the Vipers. As Thomas clanks that pull-up jumper. Jenkins heating up as he hits the triple. And just like that, the Speed have trimmed it to a single-digit deficit here with just over 2 to play in the opening quarter. It was a 16-0 start for the Vipers. They have since come back to earth a little bit. And now some free throws here for Georgia. Vipers playing without 2 of their better players. No Darryl White tonight, an all-star here for the PBA, who actually had 10 assists against the Speed last month. And the Vipers also without the man they call the three-ball king, Alquan Mendenhall, who hit 7 threes last month in the victory against the Speed, scoring 24 points. In fact, Mendenhall just last week won the 8th annual Chattahoochee International three-point contest, the same time in which these Vipers played Team Belgium. But no Mendenhall tonight, no White, and so far no problem for the Vipers. As the free throws give them a double-figure lead once again. Some full-court pressure for Georgia. Ball's tipped in the air, still loose. It's corralled by the Speed, and it leads to the bucket for Junior. Junior was just 1 of 11 from the floor against the Vipers in the first go-round. He has shot it better so far tonight. Thomas loses the dribble. Junior with the steal. Nice pass up ahead for the lay-in for Humphreys. It's a 7-point game here in the final 90 seconds of the first quarter. A 19-10 run for the Speed. Oh, a pretty pass from Chaney to get the assist. Now the Vipers are up 9. Whitehurst spots up and comes up short. Chaney with the board. And a foul called. Or are they going to call a travel on Hawkins, who was tumbling to the floor? Yeah, it looks like a turnover on the Vipers. Hawkins lost his balance as he was trying to get that shot up, and Georgia turns it over. Humphreys on the dribble drive, gets his pocket picked by Cheney, and the easy bucket on the other end for the Vipers as they go up by double figures once again. Final 35 seconds of the opening quarter. Whitehurst powering to the rack, can't hit the runner. And a whistle halting the Vipers' fast break with a foul on the floor against the Speed. So Whitehurst picks up the foul for Tennessee, and Cheney will inbound on the baseline for the Vipers. Cheney's pass could not be handled, and the Vipers turn it over. Speed are going to try to steal a basket here late in the quarter, trailing by 11. Three-pointer for Jenkins is short. Junior gets ripped. And to try to beat the buzzer, the Vipers can't convert down the floor. But a good first quarter for Georgia. They lead at 30-19 against the Speed after 1 quarter of play. Here on Triangle Media.
What happens when everything we know about something changes?
I tell people all the time, this is the best American story you never heard.
We're out hitting the pavement, talking to restaurants, talking to bars.
I don't think of myself as a whiskey salesperson. I want you to know his name.
Drink by drink, we're bringing this story to light.
When we have to step back through the pages of history.
It's so much more than whiskey. It's so much more than a brand. It's a movement.
When we have to make amends and pay respect.
We're honoring the greatest whiskey maker the world never knew. And it's beautiful.
And give credit where credit is due.
Uncle Nearest is the godfather of Tennessee whiskey, and the world needs to know it.
What happens? We do it. Uncle Nearest, it's more than whiskey.
We start the second quarter with the Tennessee Speed possessing the basketball, trailing by 11 here against the Georgia Vipers. It was a 16-0 start for the Vipers. The Speed have drawn much closer now, as Humphreys can't stick the runner. And the Speed come up empty here to open up the quarter, but now get the steal at midcourt from Junior. His pull-up three is buried. And a big play there from Junior. Gets the steal and the three and makes it an 8-point game. Hawkins is hammered from behind. He'll shoot 2 for the Vipers. Hawkins did not play last game against the Vipers. Or I should say for the Vipers against these Speed. Georgia continuing to have a great run here in the PBA. Last year they went 12-2. Won their conference and eventually lost to the champions, the Fort Worth Firm, a year ago. As Hawkins hits the free throw. So far this year, the Vipers are off to a 4-0 start, including already 1 victory against the Speed this year. And with the Hawkins free throws, the Vipers are back up by 10 over Tennessee here this evening. Junior, who just hit the 3 for the Speed. Will try it again from downtown. This time can't connect. Here comes Cheney on the pull-up. Too strong. Gets his own miss. Passes it off. And the 3 is buried. Good stick-to-itiveness for Cheney. Getting the second effort for Georgia, and it leads to the triple from Jackson. Foul against the Vipers on the defensive end. When these two teams played last month, it was a 34-17 lead for the Vipers after one quarter. Pretty similar story here tonight. The Vipers led by 19 at the half, so the Speed will try to put together a better first half here tonight, this time at home against the Vipers. But Georgia can light up the scoreboard. They scored 123 points in their opening game against the Mississippi Hawks. Follow that up with 124 against the Speed. Tonight, however, playing without two of their top scorers. As the Speed will turn it over, shot clock violation. Tennessee had 22 turnovers in the loss last month against the Vipers. And they turn it over here as Georgia has the ball up 13. Deep three on the pull-up. It's off the back iron for King. And the rebound snagged by Bush for Tennessee. Ball's poked out of bounds. The Speed will keep it. Junior running the offense. Goes to work. Can't bank the pull-up from the elbow. Thomas zigzagging into the lane. His pass knocked out of bounds. And once again, the Speed. Oh, actually, pardon me. This time it hits off the Vipers last, so the Speed forced the turnover. Georgia turns it over underneath their own hoop. Humphreys hits it from the baseline. Tennessee playing without one of their top scorers, Lawrence Fish, back tonight. As the Speed get the turnover and they get the bucket from Kemont Jenkins. Corner jumper is off the mark for Cheney. Put back, up and good. Vipers certainly with some size to them, including Varyan Moody, who's not on the floor right now, but they call him Big Baby. Open three for King. Off the back iron. And Bush with the high rebound for the Speed. A collision in the lane and an offensive foul against Corey Bush. Called for the charge. Chugging down the paint. And the Speed turn it over on the fast break. Bush will check out of the game. He went 0 of 4 from the floor last month and did not score against the Vipers in the first game between these two here in the summer of 2023. And now a frustrating charge against Bush tonight, and they'll have to wipe up the spot on the floor where the defender fell down. It's an 11-point lead for the Vipers here in the first half. And the basket for Cheney. Another good find for the Vipers. They've had some pretty passes, racking up the assists tonight for their buckets. And Cheney continuing to score at a high rate. Three-pointer is short for Lumbett. He could not get his own miss. And it leads to the fast break bucket for Georgia. The Vipers are up 15 midway through the second quarter. Jenkins directing traffic up top. Off the screen, the pull-up three is banged through. Jenkins had 29 points against the Vipers. In the first matchup, he's doing his part tonight. As there's a whistle, we'll see if they count the bucket on the other end for the Vipers. Yeah, appears to be an and one for Georgia. And the free throw, no good. 3-point play cannot be completed by Thomas. Step back for Humphreys. Off the heel. And another nice assist for the Vipers as Chaney gets the basket down the floor. 19-point lead for Georgia. It's their largest advantage of the night. Junior on the step back. Short. Gets his own miss. Goes inside to Lumbin, and his shot is rejected away. Vipers were stepping out of bounds, though, when they corralled the loose ball, so Tennessee will keep possession after the impressive block from the Vipers. Timeout on the floor. 4:45 left in the first half, and the Vipers are now up by 19 here on Triangle Media. Out of the timeout, a 17-point lead for the Vipers. Speed with the basketball, and the bank shot goes for Lumbin. Three-pointer short for Georgia, rebounded by the Speed. And they'll speed down the floor. That off-balance shot for Humphreys appeared to draw a whistle. Cortez Chaney with the foul for the Vipers. And so Humphreys will head to the line for two. The Speed started the year 0-3, including the loss to the Vipers. They got their first win of the season last week against the Music City Jazz. As Humphreys misses both. For the Speed, they've lost 2 of their 3 games by over 20 points. Chaney hits the pull-up three. Chaney, a 2-time All-Star. Already has had his number retired by a semi-pro team. That was the Blackhawks. As his semi-pro career dates back to 2015, Chaney now at the rebound. It turns it over, leads the lay-in for Humphreys. Chaney had 22 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists last month against the Speed. Having another good night here this evening. And they're going to get an over-the-back foul against King going after that rebound for the Vipers. 16-point lead for Georgia. The Speed with the basketball. 3:45 left first half. Three-pointer buried by Jenkins. Jenkins dialing it up from distance a few times tonight. Speed are within 13. Thomas shimmies down the paint, can't hit the runner. Lumbin finishes with the foul. Jenkins on the assist, Lumbin with the finish, he heads to the line. And Lumbin converts the old-fashioned three-point play. It's now a 10-point game here late in the second quarter. King can't hit. And the Speed can now trim it back to single digits. They were down by as many as 19 here in this second quarter. Jenkins, air balls. Three-pointer on the other end is bottomed by Trey Jackson. And now Jackson with the foul, slowing down Humphries. And this is going to send Humphries to the line. So the speeder in the bonus. Jadarius Humphries heads back to the stripe. And hits the first. He did not play last month against the Vipers, but he's playing a big role here tonight for Tennessee. Trying to fill the void without Lawrence Fishback available for the speed tonight. Meanwhile, the Vipers playing without Darrell White and Alquan Mendenhall. Humphries makes one of two at the line. It's a 9-point game. Vipers with the basketball and the lead here late in the first half. And another three from Trey Jackson. Last time he hit it from the left corner. This time from the right corner. It's a 12-point lead for the Vipers. Jackson filling that void of Mendenhall, their three-point king. Chaney on the pull-up. No, he'll pass it off. King gets the foul. Couldn't finish. That ball rolled right off the rim. And Sharon King will head to the line. He did not play against the Speed last month either. But he's given the Vipers some good minutes here in the first half tonight, and now will shoot two from the stripe, with Georgia already leading by 12 here late in the second quarter. Walker gets the ball knocked away and stolen. But the Vipers standing on the sideline there, turn it right back. Now we get a timeout on the floor. 1:37 left in the first half, and the Vipers lead by 13 here on Triangle Media. Out of the timeout, the Speed with the basketball down 13 and trying to draw a little bit closer here before intermission. The Vipers have led for the entirety of this game after jumping out to a 16-0 start. Three-pointer well off the mark there for Tennessee. And it looks like King and the Vipers will turn it over. So the Speed get it right back, down by a baker's dozen. Humphries turns it over. Chaney with the steal. Chaney can't hit the three. Humphries on the attack, gets the runner to go. Final minute of the first half. Jackson on the dribble drive, banks it in. Jackson with a big first half for the Vipers. Again, they're down two of their top scorers, so other guys stepping up tonight for Georgia. Whitehurst rises up for the tip-in. Final 30 seconds of the first half. The Vipers up by 14. King. And a whistle on the rebound after the missed three from King. The Speed will have the basketball with 13 seconds left, trailing by 14. And more whistles before Tennessee can get the ball inbounded. Here comes Humphreys. His shot doesn't go. The putback rims off for Walker. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Vipers, so the Speed will get another opportunity here just before halftime. Junior can't beat the buzzer either. Can't get it to go. And the Speed missed 3 shots in the final seconds of that first half. The Vipers will head into the locker room with the 14-point lead, 57-43, here on Triangle Media.
When I came home from prison in 2001, I had a tough time finding a job. Have you ever been convicted of a felony? When you get to that part of the application, your heart starts beating fast, your hands become sweaty. It doesn't matter your education or work experience. That's gonna be the determining factor.
What up, man?
What up with you? What's up with you?
Nothing, man.
How you get it, man?
Regular military, family size.
I would fill out an application and they tell me that they're not hiring, but they got now hiring signs on the window.
Did that make you go back to doing some of the things that you were doing before?
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's kind of like they force you to.
Set up. Right?
It's like set up. It's systematically set up for you to have to go back. I was 3 years old when the U.S. Marshals came, beat down the door, and got my dad. Maybe like 5 the second time. I just kept asking my mom, like, yo, where's my dad? Where's he at? He would tell my grandmother, I'm not trying to do that no more. I'm trying to get my life right.
What up, boy? What's good with you, boy? Good to see you. Good to see you, man.
Being a barber changed my dad. Being able to have a community that he can turn to when he needed something, that helped him a lot.
That was a hard moment for me last year.
All those ups and downs that you've been through, to look at you now, I'm so proud of you. I'm happy to call you my dad, man.
What you just said right there is what it was all about. Everything that I've done was for that. Now I can retire. So I can retire now. Old man still got it.
Now that look good, man.
We start the second half, the Speed down by 14, 57-43 here against the Georgia Vipers. And the Speed begin with the basketballs. The two teams switch sides. In Chattanooga, Tennessee tonight. The Speed, the home team, they turn it over. To open up the third quarter as Humphrey's pass is off the mark. The Vipers started this game with a 16-0 lead and have never trailed. Led by as many as 19. They're up by 14 to start the second half. Vipers trying to stay perfect this year, as Moody, who did not play a lot of that first half, misses the corner jumper. Now Cheney from the foul line. Rims in and out. Moody powers up the putback and draws the foul. We saw Varyan Moody early on. He started the game. And I'm not sure if he played at all in the second quarter. They call him Big Baby. Their version of Glenn Davis as he's at the line. And the first one's good. Moody missed all 3 foul shot attempts last month against the Speed, but still went on to score 18 points while pulling in 6 rebounds in that victory. A 34-point win in Georgia last month against this Tennessee team. Moody better from the stripe this time around. And now a steal for the Vipers. Brown with the steal and the pull-up. Brown did not score last month against Tennessee. Gets the basket here after the nice defensive play, and the Vipers are up 18. Floater goes for Humphreys. Vipers will inbound on the baseline as Brown's pass was knocked out of bounds. He's trying to thread a needle to Barnes. Moody from distance bangs the 3. Junior trying to respond, but his triple is short. And it leads to the lay-in for Barnes down the floor. And a quick timeout for Tennessee. The Vipers come out on fire to open up the second half. They push their lead to 21. The Speed take a timeout 90 seconds into the third quarter here on Triangle Media. Out of the timeout, the Speed with the basketball, now down by 21. It was a 14-point game at the half, and in the first 90 seconds here of the third quarter, the Vipers have gone on a 9-2 run to expand the lead. Humphrey's floater is no good. And a foul with the finish. A pretty and one for the Vipers. Whitehurst was committing a foul in an attempt to keep that shot from getting up and in. And yet Yerman Barnes was still able to finish despite all the contact. He flipped it up off the window, got it to go. And Barnes now the chance for a three-point play. There it is. It's all Vipers tonight here in Tennessee. They're up 69-47, a 22-point lead. The largest lead tonight for Georgia. Now a stop for Georgia. And they get the bucket on the other end for Thomas. And a careless turnover on the inbounds for Tennessee. The wheels wobbling as the Speed turn it over, already trailing by 24 here in the third quarter. Moody hits another. It's a 16-2 run for the Vipers. They know how to start halves. Open up the first half with a 16-0 run. And they've responded with a 16-2 run to begin the second half. Walker with the pretty finish in the lane. The Speed needed that basket, but still they trail by 24. And a foul call against Whitehurst. Yerman Barnes will go to the line once again. And he's played a big role in the 16-4 start in the second half for the Vipers. As the lefty can't hit the first free throw. Barnes nearly had a double-double against the Speed last month. He had 10 rebounds, but finished with 8 points. It was a basket shy of the double-double. The second free throw here. It adds on to the Viper lead. The fadeaway, good from the corner for Jenkins. Keemont Jenkins with some impressive buckets tonight for the Speed. Moody from the parking lot is short. Cheney with the rebound. Three-pointer again, no good. This time for Brown. And the Speed will turn it over while trying to go after that rebound. So the Vipers get the ball back. Moody lets it slip away. It's stolen by Humphreys. And Humphreys finishes high off the window. Cheney steps into a three. Humphreys responds with a triple of his own. Cheney hits another one. A tough shot from the corner. This time inside the arc. And Humphreys draws the foul on the fast break. It's become the Cheney versus Humphreys show. Near midway through the third quarter, Humphreys will head to the line. Cortez Cheney with another good night for the Vipers. Wears number 4 on the uniform. Two-time All-Star already in the PBA. Almost had a triple-double against Tennessee in the first matchup of the season. 22 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. He's been playing semi-professional basketball for almost a decade now and already has his number retired by one team. If he continues on, the Vipers may have to eventually retire that number as well. Humphreys misses the second free throw. 25-point lead for the Vipers. Cheney. This time doesn't hit. Humphreys shuffles to the baseline for Jenkins, who can't connect. And a foul on the other end of the floor as Thomas will go to the line. Check that, not Thomas, it's actually Barnes heading to the line. So Yerman Barnes back at the line where he has been quite a bit already here in this quarter. And he hits the first. And 3-pointers off the mark. And the Vipers turn it over in transition. Jenkins, coast to coast for the basket. A 22-point lead for the Vipers. 3-pointer doesn't fall. Cheney almost fell while getting that rebound and then has the ball knocked out of bounds. Cheney on the give and go, finishes with the foul. Nice play off the inbounds for the Vipers. Inbounding right in front of their bench, and they drew up a pretty one. As Cheney gets the finish with the foul and a chance for a 3-point play. Cortez Cheney continuing to lead the way for the Vipers. And they're up by 25. Jenkins can't hit the three. And Cheney with the rebound. Brown taking on the teeth of the defense. Couldn't finish, but Cornelius Thomas there to tip it in. Foul on the other end of the floor that will lead to Tennessee free throws here for Corey Bush. And we get a timeout on the floor. 4 minutes left in the third quarter, and the Vipers lead 86-59 here on Triangle Media. Out of the timeout, Corey Bush at the free throw line, and he hits the first. Bush makes them both. He was scoreless last matchup against the Vipers, missing all 4 shots from the floor. But here he cashes in from the charity stripe. It's a 26-point game. The Vipers lead here in the third. And a beautiful move for the basket. Nice reverse layup there from Barnes. Meanwhile, Humphreys gets the putback. And a foul, or a whistle at least, as Cheney was driving into the lane. Cheney will inbound on the baseline for the Vipers. And Thomas got that shot altered. Lumbit with the defensive stop. Now Lumbit from the foul line. Looked like he airballed it out of bounds. Lumbit with the rebound. And a nice finish from Corey Bush there as he weaved his way through traffic, getting right to the bucket for the basket. Still, the Vipers lead by 23. And Hawkins powers that one up and in. Lumbit's shot is rejected. And the Vipers get the fast break bucket instead. Good defense leading to easy offense. As Bush cleans up his own miss. Three-pointer knocked down. Now a steal for the Vipers. Oh, it's stolen right back by Humphreys. Lumbit finishes with the left. Step back three. Barry. When these two teams play last month, the Vipers shot 62% from the floor and made almost half of their three-pointers. They were 15 of 33 from distance, which is 46%. Tonight they've shot it seemingly at a similar clip. Just shy of triple digits here late in the third quarter. The Vipers are up by 29. Humphrey splashes in the triple. Thomas responds. Thomas was one of the top scorers in the PBA a year ago. As the Vipers give the lane to Bush, he gets the easy bucket there. Cheney's going to throw it away. The Vipers are already in triple digits, and we haven't even reached the fourth quarter. They lead by 29. Final 30 seconds of this third quarter, and now Cheney will be called for the reaching in foul. And Bush with another basket as he's stacking on the points here in the third quarter. Final seconds of the third quarter. And that three-point try hit the rafters, doesn't go. The Vipers lead 101 to 76 here, heading to the fourth quarter on Triangle Media.
Tour be lit. First of all, to even be on tour, you gotta be one of the super duper flies.
People in Atlanta, they love Slutty Vegan, but like outside of Atlanta, it's crazy.
The adrenaline rush that you get from it is amazing.
We do celebrity events, casting calls, video shoots.
When they say it's fresh and ready to go, like it's fresh and ready to go. We do it all ourselves. No machines, no nothing. We literally just got flat tops, grills, and fryers.
Being on the road and being on tour specifically, it's like you're a celebrity.
Been to Boston, Tampa, Alabama a few times, North Carolina.
The fact that we are able to travel together is like a whole different relationship.
I like to call us like we're like Fast and Furious, right? Like it's, we're on the road. We're not in expensive cars or muscle cars, but we're in a big giant yellow truck.
If somebody's got it and they're special and you see it and you want to work somewhere where you can just be yourself, this the place. We make good tip money. You get to meet all types of people, and it's fun.
Italian Twine offer detail and luxury with styles for both men and women.
I love them. Clean, go good with suits, like you say. Two young brothers,
HBCU grad.
It's called Tally and Twine. It's just a black-owned watch company. And, you know, I'd like to support all black everything.
Also, shout out to Tally and Twine for this amazing watch.
This is the one my wife got me. Love this watch, one of my favorite pieces. I always been in the watch, always been collecting watches, man. And I really like this.
The Virginia-based company, founded in 2014, has been featured in Men's Health, The Robb Report, Black Enterprise, Huffington Post, New York Magazine, Cosmopolitan, and more.
The actual band is interchangeable. This is a fire brand, dope watch, man.
We start the fourth quarter with the Vipers leading 101-76. Georgia already in triple digits before the final stanza. In fact, this matchup has followed a similar script to the first matchup between these two, which took place a month ago in Georgia. Pull-up jumper from the elbow, banged by Thomas. And we have an injured Tennessee player down on the floor. That's Jermichael Walker, who has a slight limp after he got knocked to the floor. Thomas hit the elbow jumper. The Vipers lead 103-76 here to start the fourth. When these two teams played last month, the Vipers led 99-69 after three quarters. Here in the rematch, this time around, it's a little higher scoring, but a very similar score heading into the fourth quarter. However, this time the Vipers actually able to hit the century mark before the start of the fourth. Fell a point shy of doing so last month against Tennessee. Fadeaway pops out from Humphries. Chaney with the nice feed down low for the easy basket. Airman Barnes with another bucket. Humphries splits a double team and finishes at the glass. Humphries having a good night for the speed. Now Trey Jackson turns it over. So Tennessee gets it back. These Vipers know how to light up a scoreboard. Step back three, too strong for Junior. Gets his own rebound. That shot hit behind the backboard. It looks like it was blocked by the Vipers, so the Speed keep possession. Corner three doesn't go for Jenkins. Chaney gets the floater to fall. The Vipers had 123 points in their opener. Followed that up with 124 in game number 2. On pace to top that here tonight, as Humphries draws the whistle. And maybe most impressively for the Vipers is the fact that they're doing it tonight without Darrell White and Alquan Mendenhall, two of their top scorers, along with Thomas and Chaney. And yet without two of their starters, the Vipers still with a near 30-point lead and over 100 points scored already here early on in the fourth. Whitehurst with the theft. And the layup doesn't go for Jenkins. Junior, all alone, gets the rebound, but can't hit the three. Thomas with that pocket pass inside that couldn't be handled. And Jenkins this time will convert on the fast break for Tennessee after they force the turnover. It's a 25-point lead for the Vipers with less than 8 to play. Step back. Buried by Trey Jackson. Whitehurst with the basket. Cheney airballs the fadeaway from the corner. He's hit a few of those, though, tonight. They look like tough shots. Cheney makes them look easier sometimes than they truly are. As Jenkins flips it up and in. The Speed trying to make a run here in the fourth quarter. Three-pointer off the mark for Jackson. The Vipers are one and done. Scoop shot doesn't fall for Humphreys. And a whistle as Junior had the putback attempt blocked, but it looks like a foul. So Gert Jr. heads to the free throw line. Good ball movement by the Vipers to get that rebound and quickly send it down the floor for the fast break layup. And now Tennessee turns it over. We've seen a lot of good ball movement from the Vipers tonight. Some pretty assists for them on the offensive end as Tennessee gets the steal. Walker draws the foul. And Walker hits the first. He had 14 points in the first matchup with the Vipers. In fact, Walker made 4 out of 5 shots from inside the arc against the Vipers that night. Wasn't enough for the Speed in the 124-90 loss. And here tonight, trailing again by 20-plus points as Cheney draws the foul. Vipers inbounding. And they add on with a pull-up jumper from the free throw stripe. Three-pointer, good for Keemont Jenkins. Deep three off the glass there, never hit the rim. That was a brick for Hawkins. Now Hawkins with the rebound of the defensive end after the missed three for Tennessee. Cheney slips and falls. Lost the basketball that actually struck the official. Thomas, splitting a double team, drew the foul. Humphreys called for reaching in. Thomas is affectionately known as Unk on this team. There's number 6 for Georgia. He was the Southeast Region MVP last year and one of the top scorers in the league. In fact, he was the top scorer when these two teams played a month ago. Thomas went for a game-high 29 points. Here's Thomas again going to work. But they're going to call a hooking foul on Cornelius Thomas. So no basket for Thomas. Instead, the offensive foul and the Speed to get the ball back. Humphreys couldn't finish the reverse. Cheney drains the pull-up. And Walker draws the foul, taking on the whole Viper team. Jermichael Walker will head to the line for a pair. But first, a timeout. We're midway through the fourth quarter. And the Vipers lead 116-91. Looking to close out another victory here on Triangle Media. Out of the timeout, Jermichael Walker's at the line here for Tennessee. And the first one rims out. Misses them both. Missed opportunity there for Tennessee. Cheney darting down the floor, gets the basket. Now Cheney steals it away from Junior. And Cheney gets another basket. Back-to-back buckets for Cortez Cheney, the two-time All-Star. Vipers up by 29 as Junior's three is off the mark. Jackson's pass intercepted by Junior. Junior into the corner for Jenkins. This time the three rims in and out. Jackson's three rims the bucket as well. And the high arcing triple falls for Jermichael Walker. Makes it a 26-point game here late in this one. Cheney's step back, rims in and out. And a nice basket there on the fast break for Jadarius Humphreys. Timeout on the floor, 3:32 to go, and the Vipers lead by more than 20. It's 120-98 here over the speed on Triangle Media. Out of the timeout, the Vipers trying to put the finishing touches on another victory here tonight, this time in Chattanooga against the Tennessee Speed. And Cheney with yet another basket. Moody on the assist. Vipers playing with heavy hearts tonight because of a couple of losses in their basketball family. One of their players tragically lost a child, and another player sadly lost a parent here in the past week. And so the Vipers playing in tribute to their family members here tonight and certainly honoring them well with a great performance in Tennessee. Now just a few minutes away from another victory for one of the top teams in the PBA. Certainly our hearts go out to the Vipers, part of the PBA family. Coast to coast for the left-handed lay-in by Trey Jackson. Cheney with a near steal, but he went out of bounds. Defense optional tonight. Both these teams with a season-high number of points as Jenkins hits another three. And both teams have now crossed the century mark. 126 to 102 with 2 minutes to go. Walker with the steal, and then it's stolen right back. Moody, foul. Whitehurst challenging Moody. And Moody draws the foul, and he'll head to the line. Tennessee looking for their first true victory of the year. They got a win against the Music City Jazz because of a forfeit. But the Speed just haven't been able to put it together yet this season. As Moody hits the first. Tennessee had an up-and-down season a year ago and somewhat similar to begin here the summer of 2023. They scored just 71 points in one of their losses, allowed 124 points in another loss. And tonight, while the offense has been good, scoring 102, the defense once again has been a problem, allowing 127 points so far. Moody's alley-oop toss, and the hammer is thrown down. Thomas with the pretty dunk, serving as the exclamation point for the Vipers late in this one. Humphreys gets the lay-in for Tennessee, but too little too late. As we head to the final minute of this game, and the Vipers lead by 25. Elias Thomas got tripped up there, so the foul against the Speed with just over a minute to play. Thomas at the line, hits the first. So a chance to add on to his point total after Thomas went for 29 last month against his Tennessee team. One of the top scorers year in and year out in the PBA, as Thomas hits both from the stripe. Humphreys doubled in the corner. Finds Walker inside for the basket. Three is splashed in for Thomas. 134 points tonight for the Vipers as Junior gets the lay-in. Cheney gets past everybody, missed the first attempt. Cleans up his own miss, so he gets a rebound and a basket there to pad the stats. As Jenkins rattles in a three. And these two teams making it look better in the box score. Cheney, and one. Cheney's had a big night, especially in the second half here for Georgia. And when a team scores 138, you know a couple of their players will have high totals. Cheney's been one of those guys, helping to lead the way tonight. As he adds on the free throw. Walker's open three. In and out. And that pass knocked out of bounds by the Speed. Final 15 seconds of this one. The Vipers up 28. Moody will throw it away. So the Speed will get at least one more possession here in the final 10 seconds. Humphreys goes right to the rack for the lay-in. And Moody misses the dunk in the closing seconds. But nonetheless, the Vipers with a big win here tonight on the road. They beat Tennessee 139-113. The Vipers remain perfect on the year as they've beaten Tennessee both times this season. And Georgia scores a season-high amount of points in the process to get the big road win. They started this game with a 16-0 run, never trailed, and cruised to another victory here tonight, beating the Speed by 26. We thank you for joining us for PBA Basketball by 1891, right here on Triangle Media.
He shoots a three, shoots right at the rim of the three-point line.